So the mind is unable to perceive reality and therefore tends to define reality using mental models, philosophies, doctrines and religions. But actually it's a Zen koan, as we say in Zen, because reality cannot be defined. If you think reality is a dream, then try and jump from the first floor and then right back to me, right? So that's why reality can never be defined and understood by the mind. However hard we try to do that, we all fail at doing that. And even the best masters, whether it's Ramana Maharshi or Nisargadatta Maharaj or Buddha, only give a mental fragment of reality by saying that either it's a dream or, on the contrary, that it's real. But reality is not defined by those mental constructs, philosophies, but rather by the awakening, by the direct experience of this moment of awakening. And I used to mix the two very much, so I very much know that when the mind is doing its grasping, is doing grasping, pushing and pulling away, it's quite difficult to see beyond it and see that whatever it's grasping at or whatever it's pushing away is not reality itself, but rather its mental construct. So even if one has, like we see in Neo-Advaita, a mental construct that everything is a dream, the mind really loves to hold on to those concepts because it gives it a sense of security and it gives it a sense of I know. But actually, by doing that, you miss the actual experience of knowing, which is right here and now. That's why in Zen we call it a koan. So because reality is not to be understood by anyone, and it remains an unanswerable question. That's why we call it a koan, right? But the mind lives in knowing, and the mind, that's fine. The ego mind lives in knowing and lives in security. So it needs, it doesn't need, but it likes to have certain thought constructs on how reality is in order to navigate through life, and that's perfectly fine. But the opportunity of awakening is to see that you can perfectly live your life, let's make it simple, without a specific thought pattern, a specific way of defining what reality is, and rather perceive reality directly in this moment. And it's a different orientation than trying to grasp, trying to push away those two movements that the mind is constantly doing. It's quite different, right? Not that it's wrong to have those movements. It's fine. Most humans function that way. It's just more limited in the experience of being, in the experience that being can have in a human form, right? So this video for you is, for us, the opportunity to let go of all the concepts and philosophies that you have learned so far, including the best philosophies, masters, Ramana, Buddha, and if you put that aside and perceive reality as it is, you will see that it's neither a dream nor is it real. Those are just mental constructs. And that you don't need a mental construct to live your life, and actually you can live your life in a much more free way without any of that. And you'll feel the freedom, not in your head, but in the direct and immediate experience of the moment. So that's my invitation, my friends. And even when you meditate and you start feeling the pull of the mind, just be aware of it. Know that even in meditation, the mind will be there to derive a sense of self, a sense of benefit or gain out of the meditation, because the mind is the tool that helps you navigate through this dual game, and that's okay, that's perfectly fine. I love the mind, I respect the mind highly. If I have to do some math, anything that requires mental concentration, I use the mind and I love the mind. So I'm not an anti-mind person at all. But in order to perceive reality, we need to be able, I mean, we don't need to, but the possibility is there to be able to let go of the mind and be open that reality lies beyond it, and lies beyond its capacity to define it. And by doing that, you actually access the actual experience of it, which you won't anyway be able to define, and that's okay. That's something that you need to be able to be okay with, right? And that's difficult for the human, especially because we live in knowing. But only in not knowing will you be free, and that's the possibility that lies when you go beyond the mind. Thank you for listening. I'll see you again soon.